We are in the Project Management Fundamentals course, ITM 110, and we are preparing now for the third presentation, team number 3, on the concept of global grief and just showing up. I will now turn the honors over to Jesslyn, who will be managing the PowerPoints. Please clarify when you can see that you are now the host.
Yes, ma'am, I'm the host now.
Okay, you may proceed and begin your PowerPoint. Thank you. And please, if you wouldn't mind taking 1 second and tell me what order everyone's presenting in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what order will the presentations be in?
So the introduction part will be taken by Jaimin.
Okay, Jamin, okay.
And followed by Kanika,
Kamika,
Amarjit,
Amarjit,
Diya,
and Dia, right? Okay.
and Sabjit.
Sarvjit, okay.
Me, concluding by me, Jesslyn.
Thank you, Jesslyn. Okay, you may begin at any time. Thank you kindly.
Ma'am, should I? Hello. Yes, should I, ma'am?
Yes, Jaimin, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all. Myself, Jamin Pandya, representing Group 3. Today, we are going to present on the topic COVID-19, global grief, and just showing up. We are majorly focusing on the job market that is affected due to COVID-19. The major project knowledge areas is to collect data from different sectors which are severely impacted due to COVID-19. Project scope management includes various factors such as impact on GDP, major industries that are impacted, impact on IT sectors, as well as amusement park or the recreational industry that has been hit in hard, supply chain, and the healthcare industry as well. Furthermore, I would like to start with my point, that is major industries affecting due to COVID-19. That is tourism industry, which includes aviation industry, hospitality, leisure industry as well. As we have went through lockdown for several months, tourism industry is the most worstly affected industry in the world. At present, aviation industry is the one who has laid off a huge number of employees. According to the report, we can say that Air Canada has laid off 16,500 employees of them amid the crisis. None sector was left out, as hospitality and leisure industry were facing the same scenario. Further, moving to the second point, automobile industry was the second most hardly hit industry, where people, as the demand of automobile decreases since March, the oil and gas industry has had to suffer, because the price of oil and gas has been dipped to the all-time lowest. While in Europe, many of the automobile manufacturer companies were shut down totally or partially, which showed that people were bearing heavy losses. So to sum up and provide the solution to it, I can say that we can show up in many ways to the business or the small scale industry and the medium scale industry person by providing credit, mortgage repayment deferral, and waiving of the tariffs on certain commodities, such as which are essential commodities. I would be handing over to my another colleague, Kanika. She would be talking about GDP. Thank you.
Yes, I'm going to talk about GDP. First of all, gross domestic product is the financial value of all the end products and services produced in a country in a specified period of time. Globally, due to COVID-19, GDP reduced by 1%, developing limitations on the development of individuals and lockdowns are hitting the administration area hard. As organization loss income, joblessness is probably going to increment strongly. Jasleen, can you move back? Move back. Yeah. In the bar graph, I took 3 countries, India, Canada, and USA. And in these 3, I compared the GDP of 2019 and the expected GDP for 2020. So in 2019, India's GDP was 2.94 US trillion dollars, and it is expected to be 2.6 in 2020. For Canada, it was 1.75 and it will be 1.6. And for USA, it was 21.43 and it will be 22.32 US dollars. Now, how to overcome GDP globally? First point is promotion of entrepreneur in the country. For promotion of entrepreneur, it means that to introduce new industries, with this step, GDP grows and shows growth rate. To promote more and more trade, foreign trade for import and export policy, with the help of this, GDP grows and trade policy will improve and GDP will clearly shows growth rate. Next, economy must be developed quarterly. It means that GDP must be calculated quarterly so that the changes and the growth in the country will be identified on the quarterly basis. Next, growth and changes must be in our economy. Means day by day changes in the policy and the overcome of the limitations will lead to the growth in the GDP. And at last, with the establishment of more and more industries, will help in the reduction of the unemployment in the country. With all these points, the GDP of the countries will definitely grow. Now I hand over to Amarjeet for IT sector.
Hello everyone. Now I am discussing about the effect of COVID-19 on IT sector and the significant weakness the IT industry is facing now is due to fall in the economy, and as a lot of companies are forced to ask their employee to work from their home, and due to this there is a massive loss in opportunity for many companies who have international dealers. For example, you know the Apple is the most branded brand in America, and it is estimated to have a at least 10% for its share because of the lack of availability of iPhone in the market, and the parts that are required to build the iPhones are supposed to come from China, and it is facing a major lockdown. And the another one is the spread of the deadly virus has caused a lot of conference to get cancelled, and which could have been great a partnership opportunity for many companies to expand their horizons. And also the few of meetings have shifted to teleconference, like as on WebEx and other applications. And due to this cancellation of these major tech conferences, there is an estimated to lost near about US 1 million a billion dollars. And now I'll discuss about this some smart solution around the world. And by accordingly, the many countries who are facing the shutdown have invested in smart city solutions, such as the co-ops in many countries like America China are using drones attached with thermal sensors to identify the symptoms for coronavirus and get immediately medical help. And in Australia, there also government has launched a sport to keep the citizen up to data with the situation and answer their question so that they will be able to decrease the spread of coronavirus. And however, there one app is also beneficial for in IT industry, such like a telehealth, and is one of the developing industry in the crisis. They could help people to get diagnosed and treated and operated with the need of a physician to be physical present. And so now I would like to invite to Dia to continue this presentation. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Dia here. Here I am presenting my favorite topic, that is when we are moving on to entertainment. It is amusement parks and theaters. I think every amusement parks are generally the most joyful place on the earth. I also have some remarkable experience and memories related to amusement parks. When this COVID-19 pandemic came, I think most all of the amusement parks are shut down. In this situation, I think their profit have a drastic change or a drastic low. We all are familiar with Disney's amusement park. According to the 2018 statistics, they have 20.3 billion US dollar income. When it moves on to 2020, they have three by fourth of their revenues are declined. This is clear from this information how they are suffer from. And also this is one of the or one of the famous park who face this COVID-19 pandemic. We also know that there are other many parks with or without knowledge suffer the same. And also apart from this budget or the profit, they also have to do some immense work to open their parks. That is, like Amando Mercado is a project director of a seasonal park. She said that without having a proper planning for months, they can reopen their parks because they have to do immense works on their rights, and also they have only have a short period of time. That is the main thing they are facing. So it is clear that they are having a lot of crisis in this COVID-19 pandemic. Next one is theaters. Actually, I think we all are very interested to see film in theaters. I think the largest theater in North America revealed that recently they have 99% of drop in their interest when compared to 2019 and 2020, and the revenue has obviously fallen off. Each cinema theater means like that the parks, each every cinema theaters are shut down in that period. Like a villain, the Netflix and Amazon came. The streaming providers are use the situation as theirs, and also I can predict that how this will impact the theaters effectively, or it will badly affect them. Okay, next one is what can we do, or what can we suggest them to create or to develop their business. First one is strange strategy. Before COVID and after COVID is entirely two different parts. Before COVID, we can do anything as our marketing strategy, or anything we have to do to catch the attention of our customers. But after COVID, it is not simple. We have to take each and every step with a careful way. And next one is ensure actions speak louder than words. This means that actually it is clear from that words. If we can see that every seat should be sanitized before another one is using it. It is only a word, but it is put in an action. It will less the chances of spreading or spreading like this disease or any other difficulties. Next one is rely on contactless communication. It is a very important factor because we want to connect our business with internet. We have lots of options in internet, so we can connect our business with internet. So it will definitely impact or definitely create a good communication with others or communication with our customers. It will easily can applicable in everywhere and also in every time. Next one is show less is more. Actually, this means that show less is more is in recent opening or when we are planning to reopening, uh, they have to choose a less number of people initially and then test it and then find some solutions to handle the large crowd. I think these four strategies will help them to make their business improvement and also their customers safe. Okay, thank you. I think Sarjit have the other slides. Ma'am, can you please connect Sarjit? Ma'am, can you please connect?
Your mic is off, Karen.
Okay, ma'am.
Now you can hear Sarjit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can
Please.
I start, ma'am, from first again?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Today I am presenting global supply chains and COVID-19. The COVID-19 put an adverse impact on everything like jobs, business, and many more things. Due to the COVID-19, governments have been forced to introduce lockdown policies that have seriously impacted businesses and workers globally. The international link between manufacturing and global supply chains means that lockdown steps taken in one country can have a major impact on manufacturing and employment in many countries. The supply chains linked to the production that are especially complicated and spread through multiple countries and industries, and which play an important role in propagating not only domestically but also across the borders the economic impact of lockdown measures. Now, I am going to say about the two primary reasons which impact on the jobs. First of all, the lack of the confidence of consumers. Due to the COVID-19, the confidence of consumers is low because some people are scared from this pandemic because it is a very serious disease. I want to explain the lack of confidence of consumer with the help of line graph. I showed a graph in my presentation. This graph displays the unweighted monthly average of a normalized consumer's confidence. In a sample of different countries from May 2005 to April 2020. In March and April 2020, the customer trust plunged globally at the fastest pace in modern history. Based on the available data, in 2005, the confidence of consumer was good, and it was approximately 0.5. But now in the COVID-19, the data, the confidence of consumer is really decreased, and it is reached near about -2. It took 20 months for customer trust to fall by that amount during the latter period, showing the extraordinary pace and the size of the COVID-19 crisis. And the other impact is workplace closures in country have potentially significant consequences if they conflict with the flow of manufacturing inputs from one country to another countries, and disruptions of supply have a greater effect. As a result of a pandemic, many nations closed workplaces due to the COVID-19, and once input inventories are exhausted, this can present a significant barrier to the businesses sustaining their output and generating an income for every employee. Near about 60% of all imported imports were disrupted at the height of the first wave of the COVID-19 due to forced closures of all necessary workplaces. Now I am explaining the solutions to overcome the problem of COVID-19. First of all, appropriate safety and health measures plays a pivotal role to overcome this problem. Everyone take necessary safety and health steps at retail stores, manufacturing facilities, and other industries, as they are reopening in many countries. And everyone should take some steps to save themselves, like when they move around, when they go anywhere, they put masks and hand their wash, and also sanitize their hands. And after that, increased testing and tracing of COVID-19 cases. Increased testing and tracing of COVID-19 cases can equally play a role in building up consumers' confidence in order to stimulate a demand of international labor of organization. All these measures can also help to minimize the disruptions of operations at workplaces, and also contribute to a less disrupted supply of inputs into production across borders. The crisis has revealed that the reliance on suppliers in only one or few other countries can lead to serious supply chain disruption. Some enterprises are likely to reopen their supply chains with a view to increase their alliances in times of crisis. Social dialogue is another key to find the solutions, and that contribute to achieving the decent work in global supply chains, and also pave the path for the sustainable and inclusive recovery from this crisis. Thank you, and now Jaslyn will continue another part of this presentation.
Thank you. Very well done. We'll move back to Jesslyn now.
Yes.
So welcome all. Now I am going to explain about the impact on healthcare industry, COVID impact. So the impact of COVID-19 in healthcare industry is, first point is economic and health crisis. So economy and health are equally related each other. So due to COVID-19 pandemic change, so we can consider the individuals as a different classes. One is infants and children, adults and old age people. So due to this pandemic situation, the old age peoples and people who are suffering from the serious diseases like cancer patients, heart patients, or dialysis patients, for them it will be very hard time, because most of the hospitals are converted to COVID hospitals and they were taking care of COVID-19 patients. So because of that, these the serious patients can be stay at home and take medicine from home itself. So that will be a very dangerous situation they have faced. But now this is becoming improving. Okay. And next point is unemployment. So we can think that why this unemployment, this is COVID-19 situation and healthcare industry is totally engaged in all the things. But we can say that this is, we have so many people except doctors and nurses who, while thinking about the healthcare industry, will think about the doctors and nurses and physiotherapists such as. So we have to think about the people who depend on the hospitals or medical industry, like pharmacists or medical store shops and the cleaning staff, building staff, etc. So for them, for them they are unemployed because the number of people who is coming to the hospital that is reduced. So because of that, they also felt unemployed. So now we are thinking about the concepts to overcome the impact. So we have to, first point is stimulating the economy and employment. So how we can stimulate the economy and the employment situation, that we have to think. So we have to give the financial support to the people who are suffering from the unemployed, and we can reduce the cost of medicines and other supplies, and we can increase the wages of the people who are going to be working, and we can purchase more supplies instead of going down, like we can purchase the supplies and we can improve the manpower. So by that way itself we can improve the employment of the people. So those who are got unemployed, for them it will be a very great help. And next point is supporting enterprises, jobs and incomes. So for this we have to we already told that actually we have to give the support to the people. So the support is given by the enterprises or hospitals or medical industry. For them also require the support because they are also in loss. So by giving the health insurance or unemployed insurance or sickness benefits, such as like that, we also have to give for them also. And the persons who is working in the medical industry, they also support a lot. Like those who are having the nurses, they're having children. So they cannot send them to the babysit because the COVID-19 infection chances are very high in their situation. So they won't allow the children to come into the daycare centers. So next we have to promote the workers in the workplace. So like how we can do is we have to maintain the workers to come in the on-site, but we have to make them to work in a proper way, in a safe and secure way. Like we have to ensure that they are working in a safest way and they are totally secure. Like they have to wear the PPE kits or sanitizer, using masks such as. So they have to mention that it is arranged for every employees and it is using properly. So by that way, we are promoting the workers to the workplace and they are working in a safest way due to this pandemic situation. And the last point is relying on social dialogue for solutions. So our topic is grief. So social dialogue is the best remedy for to avoid the grief, because many people are suffering mental health issues due to this COVID or lockdown, and they are suffering the workload. So for them, the meeting with the governing body or the management or the people again, our colleagues, that will help them to reduce their grief. So because we already tell that like we have to speak to someone, whatever sadness or happiness we have to share with some others. So that's what we have to do here. We have to just show up. So this is about the healthcare industry. So for all, I have to say one thing: be supportive, be careful, be alert, and be kind. And we have to be ready to fight with the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So whatever grief we have, just show up. Thank you.
Okay, well done, team. Well done. I am totally amazed that all three groups ended up with three very different perspectives. This is such rich learning to share with each other. It's beautiful. Yvonne, you get the floor first.
So that was going to be my first question. Did you make sure everyone had different topics?
I didn't even know what they were going to talk about till today.
You're all so brilliant that you each chose, I mean, you covered everything. You covered everything. Oh my gosh, it is just like, this is so extraordinary. I have to tell you, and I can now confess because I can't say it before, I'm nervous when I'm invited to these things because what if it is awful? What do I say? And I don't have to worry about that here because I'm still kind of blown away that you each picked such important topics and you covered so much in depth and completely different. It's like you covered everything. When you're talking about the job, employment, the ripple, the systems, the everything, like when there's COVID and this shuts down and that ripple, that affects, I mean, literally millions of people, millions of industries. And so like you didn't just think of these things at the surface. You saw the whole thing and it's so phenomenal. So well done. So well done. I have to just think about all this. You did so well. Thank you so much. Oh.
It is. It's very comprehensive. Like I said, everything from students very specifically and dealing, first presentation and dealing with all the challenges and everything that yourselves as students are going through all of this. And carrying on with, the economy at the end, which again, and we know that has been a huge issue that's been affected. On that note, I have two questions, but I'm opening it up to the floor first. Anyone here will have a question or a comment for team number 3?
Can I just say one more thing? Sorry, just very quickly. The fact that you ended on relying on social dialogue for solutions, and that's like the first line of defense for grief, that's just extraordinary because that's a message that is across and it doesn't matter what it is. The relying on social dialogue for solutions, I will be using that. So I'm plagiarizing, I'm letting you know.
No worries.
All you have to do to avoid plagiarism is reflect that it came from the ITM 110 class at Canadore College. There you go. Okay, so who else has a comment or question for team 3?
Ma'am, Ronisha here.
Who's speaking? Please talk up a little higher, louder.
Ronisha Joseph here.
Okay, Ronisha. Okay, Ronisha, go ahead.
I wanted to comment. This is the group which came up with lots of information. Every slide was filled with info, and I just think that they presented it very well.
Thank you so much, Ronisha.
Thank you, Ronisha.
Yes.
Thank you, Ronisha.
Good job. I love seeing the support. I see it in the chat line too. You guys are just also awesome with each other. I wish we could all be together. Okay, I've got a question. I believe it was Dia that was talking about amusement parks and theaters and that sort of thing. So Dia, my question here is in regards to the theaters. How do you think, or have you thought of a solution that a theater could use the reality of having to do things online right now? How could they deliver their product online a little bit? Maybe for the next year, whatever?
Actually, I think in case of tickets or something, It is maybe a contactless delivery.
I wanted to ask you more about the contactless delivery. Yes, that was my next question.
Yeah. Actually, it is because of within contactless delivery, we can physically touch on anything. So it has less chance for spreading the COVID disease or anything else. So when we are move on to online, it is more helpful for them to book a ticket online and also purchase a seat. And if any alarms or if any alerts to our customers, it is easy to convey. I think so.
So, ma'am, basically it is to contain the COVID-19 spread out. We have thought in a way that if we get any help from the application as we have in India and in Canada too, that shows up that the person is suffering from COVID or has the symptoms of COVID nearby. So that's the way she want to point out that if we get any help from that, it would be really grateful to contain the spread of coronavirus. And as the industry would also not suffer much.
Ma'am, can I interfere?
Yes, please interject, Jocelyn.
Yeah, Jocelyn here, ma'am.
Yes.
For theaters, they only will get profit if they work properly. So they have to maintain the ticket booking online and they have to reduce the seats to 50% and have to maintain the social distancing. So that will avoid the spread of COVID-19 as well as they can make profit also.
And this is already happened in India.
Yes.
Yes, this is already implemented.
Theaters are open with 50% capacity.
Okay.
So at least they can generate the minimum revenue and decrease their debt.
Exactly, and minimize losses.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yes, because that's a major challenge, I think, for all kinds of businesses. And you mentioned also the sanitizing that would need to be done on all of the seats and everything. That's a big job, but it's also providing a job for another sector that might otherwise be out of a job, as provided that they have protective gear, that they are in a safe environment to do what they need to do. So that we've got to figure out the positives with this. Not only always be concerned about the negatives, but what other positives can come out of this. Okay. I had another question. Sorry, just give me a second here. I wanted to, it was a comment actually, and I believe it was Kanika's slide that showed Canada, India, and US. There was a graph, right? Not a graph, but the little things that go up. Anyway, and it showed Canada was actually fairly stable, right? 2019, 1.75 US dollars, and 2020 projection is 1.6. Interesting to note, I just wanted to let you know, yesterday I was on a call with the Export Development Canada office, and it was a webinar that had like 1,600 people on this call listening to the chief economist for Canada talk about how things were changing and how they were affecting different countries. And two major things I wanted to bring to your attention, and that's why I'm so thrilled that you've actually talked about the economy in one of your presentations. One is that Canada has, compared to most other countries of the world, has fared very well. And your graph depicted that exact thing. Canada's in 2019 to 2020. How and why? They're still doing the research on that to figure out how and why. But bottom line is some sectors are really suffering, but other sectors are improving as far as employment and that sort of thing. As we all know, in
major sector is tourism.
Pardon?
Yes, ma'am.
Major sector is tourism. That is affected a lot.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that one more time, Kanika?
I'm saying that major sector is tourism that is affected a lot.
Yes, very much affected negatively, the airline industry and tourism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that, aviation has suffered a lot. As talking about a single airlines, Air Canada, 16,500, which is a huge amount, a huge number of people.
Right. And just and tourism industry, as far as resorts, hotels, everything that's related to tourism. North Bay is a region that is known for its tourism. And yes, there are challenges here as well. Fortunately, we have very few cases. In fact, right now, I believe there are 4 active cases. That's it.
Actually, ma'am, there is a positive and a negative side. As the tourist places, as there was a ban, travel restriction, there are considerable, noticeable less cases available, such as North Bay. Talking about North Bay, Kashmir in India, Himachal, they are facing less effect of COVID-19, but they are facing the jobs over there has been reduced to dramatically to almost to the lowest at the bottom line.
And is that because it's tourism, right? That's
yeah.
The industry. So everyone's afraid to go everywhere. And to be totally honest, at the beginning of all of this, come summertime, there was a lot of people from Toronto who wanted to come north, right? Yvonne, they wanted to come to the area where Yvonne lives, which is about an hour and a half south of me. And people wanted to come north, and we're kind of saying, I don't know, we're in a nice bubble here. We're in a safe bubble. People from Toronto who want to come here, I'm not sure if we want you to, because there were so many cases in Toronto. And at that time, the testing wasn't even being done. So it was just an unknown, whether they could be asymptomatic and still be carrying it. Anyway, I don't want to beat that to death, but I do want to say that I agree with you. Tourism is a major challenge. The other one was leisure, right? Leisure services and going
because they are interdependent.
Right. And that goes back to the first group as well that was talking about the importance of, I think it was Nardev, I believe, talking about the importance of physical activity. And then you can still do that. Like Yvonne said, get out, go for a walk, do something, get some warm clothes to get outside, and then you can still enjoy life. Any other last comment on the last group number 3, team 3?
On a closing note, ma'am, don't feel alone. We are all together and we will surely show up for each other.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Beautiful ending. Thank you. And I'm so happy that you all have, including Jashanpreet and oh my God, I'm forgetting your name.
Sarabjit.
Sarabjit, yes. I have like 6 different papers in front of me with things written all over them. Thank you, Sarabjit and Jashanpreet, for your contributions, because I commend you for just showing up, for your team as well, and for your team's encouragement to include you. This is teamwork. This is what this course is about, right? Project management. And we figured out a way to make it work, and it's okay. There are challenges with everything in life. So ladies in Etobicoke, don't be concerned. You will be graded fairly for this, and you certainly were there for your team. Do either Jashanpreet or Amarjeet want to say anything? Do you have any comments? Amarjeet or Jashan?
Ma'am, it's Sarabjit, not Amarjeet.
Oh my gosh. I'm not even looking at the pages again. Sarabjit. Where's Amarjeet?
Amarjeet is a boy and Sarabjit is a girl.
There you go. Amarjeet's my other class. My apologies. Okay. Sarabjit, Josh and Preet, is there anything you want to say to your team or anyone else? We're just about to close off. No, I don't hear anything coming through, and they're still on the line. Any other closing comments? I'm going to finish in a moment, allowing Yvonne to come back on here, but does anyone else want to say anything first?
Ma'am, I wanted to comment.
Please do.
Ronisha here.
Yes, Ronisha.
Ma'am, we had several difficulties doing this assignment because we had difference in time. Half of our members of the team were in Canada and the other half was in India. But I think these assignments brought us together. We came to know a lot about each other. We had small talks, in fact. To be very frank, maybe this was the first time that I spoke to a few of my team members on phone. It was always chat. So this assignment was fun. Yeah, we had trouble at first, but it was fun.
Okay, I like the feedback. I'm actually going to send you out a flip grid. Remember those we did at the beginning of the semester? It's an opportunity for students to respond in a short video, 1 to 2 minutes maximum, to give your comments. So think about your experience. Think about how you felt about this experience. I'll give you some direction with some questions to respond to. And your feedback is very important because one of the major things that I'm doing is delivering training for international students to prepare them to study well in Canada and to also do it well virtually. And I really would like feedback from you to clarify how you felt about the experience and any ideas besides me doing aerobics classes, other kinds of ideas of how to make this life online more healthy, inspiring, and empowering for you. And our dear guest, Yvonne Heath, may I turn it over to you for some final comments?
Oh, yes. Karen, my friend, thank you from the bottom of my heart for just showing up for me, for believing in this message, for allowing your students to do this project. I am so deeply touched and honored. You are awesome. Thank you to each and every one of you. I'm so moved with how you just showed up in your discomfort, in time, different time zones, different countries, and you came together and you did such important work. And I feel like this will be I've learned a lot today. I hope you did. And these are skills that we can use for life. We are all in this together. As I always tell people, you're stuck with me forever. If you ever want to reach out, I will always just show up for you. I'm going to send Karen an email as I just go over my notes because there was just so much goodness and richness in everything you brought. So you should all be so extremely proud of yourselves. So thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I really believe this has been extraordinary. Love it. So I know it's very late for many of you. I'm going to stop the recording